Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
Really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
Episode 148, Weather Weekly. Good to be with you here. It is the week of October 23rd, 2023. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. The weather was pretty nice. Very warm, very windy on Saturday, and then a bit of a cool down. But boy, was it bright and pretty quiet on Sunday. Good looking forecast here coming up. Maybe the last hurrah of some very mild temperatures here in the short term over the next several days. It is going to bring some rain chances to our neck of the woods later in the week, however. And there's going to be some big swings in temperatures that you're going to want to know about over the extended, beyond the work week here coming up, going into next week, where we'll get a pretty decent shot of some cooler air. So big climb here coming up over the next several days, and then it's going to be a big drop as we head into next week. So no delay here. Let's get to it. We'll have that forecast here for the week of October 23rd, 2023. That's coming up next on Weather Weekly. Welcome back. It is the week ahead for October 23rd, 2023. Let's get right to it here. Very nice warming trend now. We'll start with Monday the 23rd for the morning hours. There are frost advisories out. It's going to be a chilly start to this work week as we gear up for the work and school. I know a lot of kiddos are coming off of fall break. Numbers into the mid-30s Monday morning on the 23rd. However, a lot of dry air in place. Very quiet weather. And we're going to get some warmer temperatures kind of sliding in here. So it's going to be a quick climb. From the 30s in the morning, I think we'll finish with highs probably into the mid, maybe even upper 60s by later Monday afternoon. So that is going back to above average this time of year. Normal high should be around 63, 64. I'm going to go with a high of 68. So not bad for your Monday afternoon. This will be the lone really cold or chilly or frosty morning that we'll have to deal with. A lot of our overnight lows are going to be significantly more mild, to the tune of 15 degrees or more, maybe even 20 degrees over the overnight hours. So Monday night into Tuesday, so this would be the 24th. Tuesday morning, clear, quiet, not as chilly. I've got us down to a low of 50. Some outlying areas probably sneak into the mid to upper 40s. I don't think we get much colder than that. And a very nice warm day on tap for Tuesday. Tuesday's high up to around 78 degrees for the 24th. So that's going to be a very, very warm day. That's about 15 degrees above average for this time of year. Now, still some question marks on this. So I'm just going to kind of broad brush rain chances. But I should mention that there's probably going to be rain chances, at least mention each and every day starting Wednesday through the remainder of the extended forecast here. All right. So let's start with Wednesday. This is the 25th. Mild start. Overnight lows around 60 when you wake up Wednesday morning. And again, I think we'll see our numbers surge to around 75. There are some projections that kind of brings this system in here. It's going to be a slow mover. Going to camp out overhead over the next several days. And could bring some scattered showers to the area. Is it widespread? Tough to gauge right now. And it's hard to tell kind of the timing of that. But I don't think it's going to be an all-out heavy rain, steady rain all day long kind of thing. I think we're just going to be dodging some of these rounds of showers across our area. So we'll call them spotty right now. Same thing for Thursday, all right? Not a slam dunk. As temperatures, again, very mild. Near 60 Thursday morning. This is on the... this would be the 26th. The 26th on Thursday will be around 60 when you wake up, 75 for your high, and again, some on and off shower chances. Friday, maybe slightly better rain chances. It looks like maybe some scattered rain chances late in the day. Again, though, that's the timing's still a little iffy on that. But again, warm to start, 63 when you wake up Friday morning. and 73 by the afternoon. That is Friday the 27th. Now, the weekend, we're thinking that you're probably going to get this cold front that's going to be dragging through here. And that's going to be a bit more of a catalyst for more, or a trigger for more showers and thunderstorms to develop. All right. So Saturday, again, I don't think the weekend's going to be a wash. I just think our chances are going to be increased here heading into the weekend. Saturday, overnight lows around 54 when you wake up, 65, so noticeably cooler. A lot of that's going to be thanks to the cloud cover and the rain opportunities. I just don't know if we're going to see a lot of sunshine. Sunday, I think, is probably going to be the better of the 2 days for the weekend for rain opportunities. 53 when you wake up in the morning, Sunday, and 61 the best that we can do. Scattered showers, and I wouldn't rule out a rumble of thunder. That's on the 29th. So I know Halloween is officially on Tuesday, and that's going to be the big trick-or-treat day, but I do know that a lot of churches and schools and all that kind of stuff do their trunk-or-treatings over the weekend. Just be aware of the rain opportunities coming up for the weekend. Make sure you're staying tuned to the forecast there. But I don't think temperatures are going to be all that bad. Monday, we're going to be on the back end of this cold front. And so we're seeing some signs that we're going to get a pretty significant pattern change early in the week. And so that signals to us that we're going to see a pretty sharp cool down as we go into the last few days of October. So for Monday, which takes us to the end of the 8-day forecast, not bad for the overnight, 44 when you wake up Monday morning. That'll be the 30th. And I only have a high of 50, and I do think there will be some spotty showers around. You go beyond that, and I typically don't do this once we get out of the 8 days, but I'll mention this. The national blend of models, something that we look at as meteorologists, it takes into account all of the models that we look at when we're putting our forecast together. So the GFS, the NAM, the Euro, the Canadian, all of them, okay? They all put out numerical values for highs and lows. And so basically what the NBM, the National Blend of Models, does is it averages it out, okay? Not always a guarantee that that's what how it'll play out, but because you can obviously have some outliers that may go too high, too cold, that sort of thing. But it's usually a pretty good indication if you're averaging all those models out together to kind of, especially when you're getting into pattern change. So I mentioned the 50s for Monday. So Tuesday, which would be Halloween, a morning low of 36. This is what the NBM has. This isn't the official Wish TV forecast, but 36 in the morning, 46 for the high on Halloween. So that'd be kind of a chilly day. And it's about the same for November 1st, Wednesday, 33 in the morning, 46 for the high on November 1st, and could go below freezing on the 2nd. That's what the NBM has there. That would be that Thursday. So we'll see if that holds true there. Just looking at some of the numbers, the ensemble, the GFS doesn't go quite that chilly. It does have its cooling down, but it keeps us in the low 50s for Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Overnight lows do slip into the mid-30s. The European does go a little bit chillier than the GFS. It has a high of 50 for Halloween and high only of 49 for November 1st. So we feel pretty good that we're going to get chilly. We're going to get much, much cooler next week with maybe a little bit of a fluctuation kind of bouncing back to maybe the mid to upper 50s by the end of the week and into the first weekend of November. But nothing close to the 60s and 70s. So this very well could be kind of the last hurrah of some very mild temperatures here coming up. So again, I usually don't go that far out, but because we do have Halloween coming up, thought it was at least worth a little bit of a mention. Obviously, we'll hit it hard a little bit when we do the podcast next week. We'll obviously have a much clearer picture of how things are going to shape up with this cooler air mass that is coming up. So that's a look at the extended forecast. We'll have that 8 to 14 day outlook and look at some of our October stats as well. That's coming up next on Weather Week. All right, real quick here, let's look at the October stats for the month. Precip-wise, 1.66 inches of rainfall. It's actually not too bad. We're down 0.61. So we've done all right, and it looks like with a little bit more rain, hopefully coming in the bucket. And I should mention, because I did not do this earlier, let me do a real quick look here. This is the weather prediction numbers for the next 7 days. About a half an inch to an inch around central Indiana, 1 to 2 inches for the northern third of the state. A little bit less in terms of rainfall, maybe a quarter to half an inch from I-70 and points south over the next 7 days. So not blockbuster rain. A lot of that has to do with many spotty rain chances and really only decent rain chances maybe closer to the weekend. So, but that'll help a little bit here. So again, going back, so we're down 0.61 since September 1st. We're at 3.26. We're still down about 2 inches and some change. Since January 1, we are at 31.38, down nearly 5 inches of rainfall for this time of year. Okay. The drought monitor came out last Thursday. No significant changes. Most of Indiana is still classified, central and southern Indiana specifically, under a moderate drought. Northern third of the state is considered abnormally dry. So no significant changes there. And the outlook is the forecast, I should say, that they came out with says that the drought will persist. So not enough rain to kind of knock that down. Okay, 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Pretty strong signal for below average temperatures, which would kind of lean into what we were just talking about before the break, that we are indeed going to be flipping the pattern there to much cooler temperatures. Precip-wise, a decent signal, not a strong, but a decent signal of above average precipitation. 3 to 4 week outlook. Actually, though, and this would take us for November 4th through the 17th, has a signal for slightly above average temperatures. Nothing significant in terms of precipitation. November forecast has come out, and we got really no help there. Equal chances both with above and below for temperatures and precipitation. I should mention that the winter outlook did come out from NOAA this last week. We have an excellent write-up at wishtv.com. Ryan Morris and Drew Narsutis put that one together. Just kind of recapping, this is going to be what's going to be called a strong El Nino year. And it does call for drier than normal forecast with above average temperatures for much of the Midwest. So something to keep an eye on. I'm not a big fan of those long-term forecasts, but some of you may be just kind of interested in that, so something to look for there. Again, you can go to wishtv.com. I believe it's on, if you go to the weather page, should be, if you scroll down a little bit in the weather stories, and should be one of the top 3 or 4 that we've had recently, if you want to find more details out about that. All right, I think that's about it. That'll do it here for this week. Don't forget, you can always get our forecast 24 hours a day with our Storm Track 8 weather app. And, of course, at wishtv.com/weather. You can always catch our forecast. Although I'm off this week, you can get our forecast on the TV side. Ryan Morris and Drew Narsutis will be filling in for me this week. Get their forecast starting at 4 a.m. Monday through Friday here on Wish TV's Daybreak on the TV side. And of course, always love to hear your feedback as well. You can reach out to me, Marcus.Bailey at wishtv.com. I'm also on social media, Facebook. It is Marcus Bailey Weather, and X and Instagram is at Marcus Bailey. While you're here, make sure to check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a wonderful week. We will talk to you soon. God bless.
Discover more Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.